When you retire, you may get a chance to go to football heaven. This is football heaven.
Hello and welcome to The Mission. I'm your host, Jameer Howerton. And guys, as always, we have a great show for you. Today, I'm inside of the Black College Football Hall of Fame Gallery, and rightfully so, because right now, tickets are on sale for the Black College Football Hall of Fame Classic that's going to return right here to the most inspiring place on earth, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, September 3rd through the 5th. Now, why are we here today? Because I am honored to be joined by the head coach of the Fighting Tigers for the Grambling State University, Mr. Coach Fobbs. How you doing, Head Coach Fobbs?
How you doing, Jameer? It's good to see you, man, and good to be on the show.
Coach, before we dive in and talk about this year's classic that's being held Labor Day weekend, I kind of want to take a step back and just take a breath and give your team its props and talk about and dive in about your past season, 2020. What was it like playing that season and some of the highlights that you got a chance to see from your team?
Well, it's been really, really tough, dealing with COVID and things of that nature, but, our kids are extremely strong, they're extremely mentally tough. Our coaching staff and support staff, we're working extremely hard, in order to be the type of football team that we are. This season has been a bumpy ride, but it's been one that it has been monumental in the fact that we've learned a lot about ourselves and we're ready for the future.
And with all of your seniors coming back and your new recruits, how excited are you for the 2021 season?
Very excited. Feel really good about our program, where we are at this particular time. The additions that we've made to our football team is going to make us extremely competitive this fall season. And we're looking forward to getting out there and really getting in the mix of things.
Coach, I have to talk to you about the legacy of Gremlin football because, like I said, we're here inside of the Black College Hall of Fame Gallery, and I know you'll have an opportunity to take your team through the Pro Football Hall of Fame when you guys get here this summer. But this gentleman right here, legendary head coach Eddie Robinson, the GOAT by far. Talk about, because you got a chance to play under Coach Robinson, and now you're the coach. If you could just share some rich history about Coach, what was he like, and what did you learn from him?
Well, I'll tell you, it's probably more interesting. Well, not more interesting. It's probably better suited to tell you what I didn't learn because I learned so much from him. Everything that I am, came through my father, which also was imparted to me, from Coach Robinson. And then getting a second opportunity to meet him again by playing for him was truly monumental in my life. Just everything that it comes with being a man, everything that it comes with being a competitor, being a leader, but then also doing things the right way was something that Coach Robinson has always stood for, and his teams have always stood for. So we take the same approach, we take the same blueprint. We believe in doing things the right way. We believe in caring about our players, educating them, but then also giving them the tools that they need in order to be successful on and off the field.
Coach, what was that? If you could take me back, but when you were recruited by Coach Robinson, what was that like for you when you had the legendary head coach Robinson in your living room recruiting you?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a long time ago since I've thought about that, but, just having Coach Rob, who has coached so many great players, sitting in your living room is just amazing. And of course, I had a couple of the offers as well, but for me, it was always Grambling State University because I've always looked up to the program. Then I was huge in trying to be like my father, who played for legendary Coach Eddie Robinson as well. So it was a no-brainer for me. I wanted to always go to a place where not only I could, be the head football coach one day, but really accomplish any goal that I wanted to accomplish. And Grambling gave me that opportunity.
Was that a goal for you always to be a coach? Coach?
Yes, it did. I've always, wanted to be around the game. I can't tell you the first day when I said, I wanted to participate in football. So, it was always, being around sports and being around football, for me. I've always loved the game. I think it teaches life lessons. It educates you, and it makes a man out of you. So it's the perfect, game for being successful in life. And I think it teaches our young people a huge, huge lesson.
Let's go back to 1992, where you guys won the HBCU National Championship, defeating Florida A&M 45-15 in the Heritage Bowl. What
Well,
do you
I tell you,
remember most about that game?
well, I was a freshman, during that year. I remember how good our football team was, with Alex Perkins and Lionel Cryer and Dexter Butcher and, all of those guys. I mean, it's just amazing how many great players that we had on that particular team. And I was a true freshman that year. And I remember how tough it was and how deep our talent was. So there was no doubt in my mind, coming to training camp that particular August and seeing all the talent that Coach Rob had assembled at Grambling State University, there was no doubt that we were going to be successful and we were going to win a championship. And that was a monumental year. Just a great, great football team, really physical football team that can not only run the football, throw the football, play really, really good run defense, and then was exceptional in pass defense as well. We were really, really strong in every area.
Coach, when I think of the Hall of Fame characteristics of what it means to be integrity, courage, respect, honest, discipline, the values of the game, you being a two-time captain for the Tigers, what did your teammates see in you to vote you the captain, and what did you want to exemplify on the field to command that respect from your teammates, sir?
Well, I think my junior year, my freshman year all the way up to my junior year, I was always the type of young man that just really, I wasn't a vocal guy. I really just led by example. And I was going to always try my best to do the right thing, to do what the coaches asked of me, to be where I was supposed to be, try to be in the best shape I possibly could, because I wasn't the best football player, on our team. So I had to make sure that I did things the right way in order to have a chance. But then my senior year, I became more of a vocal guy. Wanted to make sure that I tried to help the young guys to really, really line up and do things the right way, and really to help them to be successful. In my career at Grambling State University, I was never the best football player there. We had so many tremendously great athletes on the field. But I think, my work ethic and being in the right place and consistency really helped me to get on the field and have some type of success, for myself.
And just transitioning into the coaching ranks and becoming the head coach of this legendary, historic university. At times, coach, gotta be honest with you, do you feel a sense of pressure?
Well, I mean, when you sign on a dotted line to play football at Grambling State University, it is a pressure cooker.
Mm.
Robinson, basically his success creates that type of place here at Grambling. You're supposed to win football games. You're supposed to win championships. You're supposed to develop young people. You're supposed to be successful not just on the field but also off the field. That's part of it. So, I'm very, very hard on myself. I don't think there's anybody out there that can be more hard on me than I can. So there's really no pressure, from the outside for me, because nothing really measures up to the pressure that I put on myself. I expect to be, perfect. I expect to do things the right way. And, how can you become great or do anything monumental if you don't expect those things? So that's just the way I've always lived my life. And, being a part of Grambling and Grambling athletics, really, really helps me to stretch myself and to accomplish those things that we want to do here at Grambling.
Copy that, sir. And after reading all of your accolades, there's one that really sticks out to me. You're a three-time Fritz Pollard Coach of the Year. How important and what did that mean to you? Fritz Pollard, Pro Football Hall of Fame 2005 class. Earlier this past month, we got a chance to speak to Rod Graves, who was the new director of operation. He's doing some phenomenal work with the Fritz Pollard Alliance. But going back to my initial question to you, what did it mean to be a three-time Fritz Pollard Coach of the Year?
Well, to me, it means a lot. When your history and the legacy of the people before you. Just to be mentioned in the same name as Mr. Fitz Pollard, but then also Eddie Robinson, being the Coach of the Year in our conference. It's really, really amazing. Of course, I don't measure up, to those guys. Those guys have had to endure a lot more than I've had to endure in order to be successful and to get the recognition that they've received. And really, I'm just a coach, a young coach that's really learning, And I stand on the shoulders of all of those great men. And that's why I try to hold the rope and try to do things in a professional manner so that I represent them in the right way.
And coach, when you spoke earlier about developing your players, when you think of your program, how are you developing your talent for the next level?
Well, for us, we're always, wanting to, reach the goals that our young people have set for themselves, not only for our program, but also them individually. And we do have a center guard that will be drafted this year coming up, David Moore, who's an exceptional athlete, a really good football player. That was the best offensive lineman at the Senior Bowl, voted on by his teammates. When you look at all of the players in college football, so of course, we believe in training our young men, making sure physically they're fit, making sure that they have the latest trends and coaching techniques so that they will be able to perform and perform at a high level. So when they get there, then it's not nothing new to them. So we've been very, very fortunate and been very, very pleased to have someone to go, pretty much every year that we've been here. And that's something that we want to have more of. We want to have more players get those opportunities. But then also, more importantly, we want them to get their degrees so that they can, have a job one day and be successful if they don't make it to the National Football League. But that's always the goal. That's the plan. Because if you're doing something and participating in something, you want to be able to participate in it in the highest level. And our kids come to us wanting to play in the National Football League, but then also getting a degree so that they can do things afterwards.
All right, coach, I had to talk to you about the classic because I know you played in so many different classics. For you, what was that classic, the energy and the excitement surrounding when you were playing in that SWAC classic?
Well, it's what you come to Grambling for. When you come to places like Grambling State University, you're going to play in 4 to 5 classics per year, and it's just so amazing. It's basically, when you look at the Super Bowl in the National Football League, it's a carbon copy of our classics in college football, and they've basically taken our game and our entertainment value and put it into the classic, into the Super Bowls. So it's just so monumental. It's an entertainment explosion. Getting an opportunity to play in front of so many people, but not only that, to have the fanfare and the bands there to really create the ambiance that you need for an exciting game is something that we live for, and it's the reason why you come to schools like Grambling.
This year, you guys are kicking off the season right here in Canton, Ohio, as we spoke about earlier this in the podcast here. But you're facing the Tennessee State University Tigers versus Tigers. What have you seen from this team from last year that you guys are going to be kind of focusing on during this offseason?
Well, Tennessee State is one of the blue bloods, of this conference and of their conference rather, and of HBCU football. They've always been competitive. They've always been good. We used to play Tennessee State back in the early 90s when I was here at Grambling State University. And one thing you're going to get a very, very strong, talented football team that's extremely physical. And that's something that, we pride ourselves on being as well. But we look forward to the challenge. Every opportunity is a chance for us to improve and for us to get better. And playing against a program as such as Tennessee State really helps us, to be the type of program and a team that we want to be.
And when you think of the two programs, Tennessee State and Grambling State, you guys are pretty much at the top of the list of developing players to the next level and playing in the National Football League. If you could just talk about that history and just how profound that history is to the NFL.
Well, it is, and I think that speaks to, the coaches that were at those illustrious institutions. When you look at Coach Robinson and all of the people that he sent to the National Football League, it's second to none, and even when you look at a lot of the FBS programs, they wish that they can compare to the number of people that Coach Robinson and Grambling State University have sent to the pros. I was looking at an article, just the other day from back in the early 70s. And what was amazing is, they had in the article, Grambling State University only sends 7 draftees to the National Football League. Only, like it was a slap in the face to only have 7 guys drafted. So I think that speaks to the bar being so high here at Grambling State University. Anytime they put only behind 7. And, when you get 7 guys drafted from your institution, that is truly monumental.
Absolutely. And also, too, the graduation rate of which you spoke about earlier. At the end of the day, you come here as a student athlete, you're going to leave with that piece of paper in your hand. Coach, if you could just talk about the growth and the development and the future of HBCU football when we saw Pro Football Hall of Famer Deion Sanders at Jackson State. If you could just talk about that growth and how proud of you are to see HBCUs are starting to take center stage.
Well, it's huge. When you look at 1AA football, HBCUs are, in my opinion, becoming the epitome of 1AA football. It's the place to be. If you're playing in the FCS, you want to be in an HBCU because, one, you're going to play in front of so many people. It's basically FBS football when it comes to the number of people you're going to play in front of. But then you're going to play on television on several occasions. When you look at the number of times we're on television and the number of times that you get a chance for the world to see your product, that is amazing. And if you're calling yourself an NFL football player or a guy that's going to play on the next level, you want to play in those type of situations where you get as many eyes on you at one time. And then when you look at the fact that, it's just such an exciting atmosphere, and it's the place to be when it comes to how things are done and what is asked of you. It's just truly, truly amazing to play in those type of football games. It is a totally different experience than playing any other environments.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for your time. I wish you the best of luck and during this offseason as you prepare your team for the 2021 season. And we can't wait to host you here at the most inspiring place on earth, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Once again, guys, tickets are on sale for this year's Classic, September 3rd through the 5th. You're going to see Coach Hobbs take on the Fighting Tigers of Tennessee State University. That's going to be it for Coach Hobbs and myself joining us right here on The Mission. Coach, thank you so much and good luck to you this offseason.
All right. Thank you. Looking forward to it.